Hello, everybody. Pastor Darrell from the Quest in Galesburg, Illinois. Once again, I want to share with you something that I think is important for us to understand. I've been talking with somebody off and on for days, actually for several weeks now, about some issues going on in their life, some problems. And I kept trying to direct them back to God, telling them that, you've got to invite God into that situation. And finally, this guy said to me yesterday, that he said, from the point of my mess, I just can't see God, and he said, how do you see God wherever you are? And I've been thinking about that, and I ran across a quote just a few moments ago that when I ran across it, I thought, wow, I've got to share this. A.W. Tozer said, you can see God from anywhere if your mind is set to love and obey him. Man, there's something powerful in that. You can see God from anywhere if your mind is set to love and obey him. What Tozer said, I believe, is absolutely true. If you love God and you are determined, if your heart is set that I'm going to love God no matter what, whether in times of plenty or times of want, as Paul said, if your mind is set on loving God, I don't care what you're walking through, you'll see God in the midst of that situation. But if you're given in to despair, if you're given into feeling miserable, listen, we can do that. Every one of us can do that. And we can start feeling sorry for ourselves and giving ourselves a pity party. But if we change our attitude and say, God, no matter what you do, I'm going to serve you. That's why Job can say, even if he slay me, I'm still going to serve him. We've got to get to the place that when we're walking through our mess, we are going to love God no matter what the outcome. If I lose it all. And my mind just kind of flashed back, just even right now. I remember the day, it was in late February of 1999. I was home alone, thankfully, and accidentally set the house on fire. I lit a candle, the glass that was in it broke, and it rolled out into the floor and set my house on fire. And I remember standing in my front, actually the street in front of my house as the fire department came and watching my house go up in flames. My heart was just broken, to realize everything we owned was being destroyed before me. And my mind at that moment flashed back to Job. And I realized, you know what? Everything in that house could be replaced. Some of those things, I'll be honest, after all these years, I still miss some of those things. But you know what? What if my kids had been home? They'd have been trapped in the back of the house. I thank God to this day that they weren't there. Normally they would have been, but a family in my church had come by and asked if they could keep them for a couple hours to allow me to do some things. God saw fit that in the middle of a mess, he reminded me of that I was blessed. My children weren't home. They weren't in the middle of that thing. And yeah, we were able to rebuild that house. We got through it, and he's still on the throne. You can see God from anywhere if you decide that you're going to keep your focus on him. Keep looking at him no matter what you're walking through. In times of prosperity, in times of brokenness, he's still God and he deserves our praise. God bless you. You have a great day. Come back and see me again at the Quest.